Greetings, humans. Spinningmantis here with the next episode of the Banner Saga 2. Thanks for joining me. Well, we failed at that fighting challenge pretty miserably last time, but apparently we did get good willpower and morale, so we'll see what this dude got to say. Is that crazy dude? We watch for a moment as Ivan, Juno's apprentice and mender, found nearly dead at Ridgehorn, moves his staff in a complex pattern, repairing some armor. Not a bad festival trick, right? Care to give it a try? Mending me, Sure? Alright, here, try this. He makes an intricate motion with his staff, and broken links in the armor fuse together. Try to duplicate his motions, but nothing happens. Ivan smiles. Anyone can be a mender. The training can be difficult. I'm not sure I like the way that sounds. You've already completed many of the lessons tending to wounds, endurance trials, focused amid distractions. It comes naturally to you. Then what would I have to do if I said yes? You'd have to practice day and night. Ivan looks up towards the unmoving sun. You have to practice quite a bit. It wouldn't be easy. It might not even be popular with the clansmen. They're a little skittish around Juno and me. You're not making that sound great. I've never been much of a recruiter, but mending has its advantages, both on and off the battlefields. Like healing someone who lost an arm to asunder. Ivan grins and picks up the armor. Hopefully not. Anyway, mull it over and we'll talk about it again. I've got to go check on the fighter who is wearing this. Cool. I don't know what the downside to heroes tent to upgrade them. Yeah, but do I have enough points to upgrade them? So Alette, view, promoter, so Overwatch is our only choice. What? Need one more. Huh. So what do those? Huh. Well, if I can't actually promote my people, why is it trying to get me to do it? Alright. Back down the river. Or the fjord, or whatever we're on. You look at the food freshly placed in the supply carts. What's all this about? You ask Oddleaf. Clansmen are trying to help as much as possible now, she says. Whenever they can, they'll forage for nuts and berries, or fish and hunt. That's good. She hands you a piece of fruit. They may not know how to fight, but they can keep us alive by keeping us fed. That's a good deal. We got 2 more food for the journey. That is good stuff. The crowd begins to cheer from one of the longships as a man struggles with his fishing net. As his catch nears the surface, some voice concerns. You're close enough to make it a large shape in what looks like a fur or hair in the net. Bear cub, shouts the man with the net. Long dead. What's it mean? Superstitions blow across the ships like a gale. Talk of plagues and famine make eyes go wide. You notice Bulwark at the bow of the ship staring at the cub and brooding more than usual. Morale declined. Oh. That's not good. A desperate-looking lot of adults and Varl stand on the shoreline waving you down. You probably look similar going anywhere with Ivor. They look hungry, but can they be trusted? Let's slow the boats and ask their needs. The basics, Varl says. Food, safety, trade routes are empty. Of the 24 humans, half look like they've seen battle. Yeah. Everyone carefully files onto the couple of the less burdened ships and starts eating. Clip, the Varl says, which you take as his name and his appreciation. Morale improved. Plus 12 clansmen. Plus 12 fighters. Plus 1 Varl. Nice. Minus 12 supplies. Not as nice. Time on the cramped long ships is providing too much for the children. They're climbing ropes, interrupting rowers, and constantly leaning over the sides to touch the water. Some Varl and clansmen look annoyed. We have family specific longships. Go to the longships alongside each other before revealing your plans. Some are shocked and reluctantly follow. Others agree with your decision. The rearrangement takes more time than you expected. The vessels are seen moving again, with children only climbing over those with children of their own. Minus 12 supplies. Morale declined. Oh, no! Smoke from a village catches everyone's attention, and the longships begin to slow. I doubt these scraps of wood are floating on can hold many more, Ivor says. You feel the governor's gaze on you, and he slowly shakes his head. They might resupply us for our trouble. Ivor cocks an eyebrow. And who will supply them when they realize the trade routes are blocked by the dredge? Give them a look and wave ships to shore. When the ships land, you and a few others rush toward the smoke, but the closer you get, the stranger the situation. There's no signs of battle or people panicking to put out fires. Keep going, Bulwark growls. We'll see what the dead are carrying. The Varl's comment defies tradition, but so do many things about him. Push on. A barn is the only thing burning. No one is around. Unusual, Oddleaf says. Some kind of trick? Some Varl carry a full ox through the desk of the barn. The door and the front wall are seen smoking charred remains, easily kicked open. Unfortunately, there's nothing of note inside. You slowly trudge back to the ships and find Rugga pacing. We were ambushed by some of the bandits while you were away, he says. They took off in a ship with supplies, so we'll be even more crowded now. Makes me think we shouldn't be helping anyone but ourselves from now on. Others voice their agreement. Oh no. That's bad, okay? A large clump of hazelnut trees look like a good place for clansmen to stretch their legs and gather supplies. Once on land, the children laugh while kicking around leather, wrapped balls of rags, and notice the varl on the edge of the clearing silently staring into the woods. He's watching a lone dredge grunt, stalk a squirrel. Might be 100 of them in these woods. The varl's whisper is still loud enough to scare the squirrel and alert the grunt. It looks at you and the varl before slowly backing up. Your arrow wedges in between two plates of stone armor, and the dredge cries out in a strange warble. It runs, eluding your second shot before disappearing in the trees. The varl, who made no move to chase the dredge, says, "Better get everyone to stop looking for food and head back on the boats." He sounds vaguely irritated. Everyone watches the shoreline in silence, but no sign of the dredge force is spotted. Some complain about running from a single dredge. Most just stay quiet and vigilant. Dang, our morale stinks.
Carved rock on a vacant island. Azalai's godstone almost looks lonely.
Alright, what's this all about? She's even more beautiful than the songs say. That is pretty cool. Oh, okay. The clansmen and varl are admiring the godstone when you notice some are missing. Its bulwark and his ravens, Aleo says. They looked rather upset by my music and all the singing, he shrugs. If they'd rather hang around that large cart instead of joining us, I won't take it personally, but come closer. Let me introduce you to Sele, the god of streaming waters. She is the curves of every single river, a guide of those of us traveling unfamiliar lands. The skald runs a finger over small etchings in the stone, inscriptions from all those who are lost, but found a way back home with her help. Listen to more of Aleo's tale. Some say her stone shows the struggle of leaving the familiar to see what's over the next hill. Aleo looks at the ropes tied around parts of her and smiles. Before the gods died, her stone supposedly stood tall and moved a few steps each year, so people are always trying to make sure she stays put. Aleo looks at you grinning. Have you the strength to hold her, or a gift with which to entice her? Pull on one of the stronger ropes. You wrap your hands around and pull one of the larger ropes and begin to pull. It feels as pointless as expected, and Asele's godstone does not budge. Suddenly, you are joined by Hakon and Ivor, who lend their great strength. Others quickly join until the rope snaps and everyone sprawls into a laughing heap. Morale improved. You return to where the clansmen have set up camp to see one woman in torn robes slip from your tent. She blends in with the other families, and after making sure nothing is amiss in your tent, you let it go. Alright, we got renown. Visit the godstone, Asele. The number of clansmen and fighters is shown here. If your caravan is assaulted en masse, in a war situation, it is fighters that protect the clansmen while your heroes fight a tactical battle. Okay? It's important to keep enough trained fighters available, but keep in mind that fighters consume more supplies than clansmen and are less effective at foraging. Speak to Sven in the training tent to start training some of your clansmen into battle-ready fighters. Okay. The two varl look deep in conversation, but Ivor catches your eye and waves you over. So they've all armed themselves and running from something, but what? Harkon's becoming a Dredge scholar, trying to understand the motivations of our enemy. It's just strange that we've never seen their women fight until recently. Good thing, too, we might have lost the Great Wars. Think about what to say. Has anyone ever talked to a Dredge? Both of our all look at each other. There are rumors that some have tried and been killed in the process. A lot of nonsense. Scald tales about the sound of a Dredge voice making our skin fall off. So there's been no communication with the enemy. Is that normal? We were too busy killing to worry about a fireside chat. Besides, they only ever make warbling sounds. I guess if anyone has talked to them, it'd be the Velka, but good luck getting them to give you a straight answer. Gina says there's darkness coming, but what Velka say and mean aren't always the same. They speak in riddles and prophecy. Still, it might explain why the Dredge are everywhere, like someone kicked an anthill. Maybe whatever's coming hit them first. Or maybe it's just a new tactic for a new war. If they've learned to crack the ground and call a giant serpent, then we're all dead and just don't know it yet. What happened back then? Great deal of killing on both sides. Imagine waking up to Dredge attacks every night. Back then the sun actually set. You wake up to a sound and see nothing but glowing eyes around you. Ingvar probably told you we never got close to pushing them back to the depths they call home. Actually, Ivar has never said much about the past. Oh? Ivar says nothing, just holds Hakon's stare. Well, he's probably got more stories than you could hear in your short lifetime. Leave the two of you figuring out the big issues. You should know the clansmen have been talking about us killing women and children, Dredge or not. It's not sitting well with everyone, which is probably the way it should be. I say if it's us or that, I say it's us or them. We'll make sure we're still standing. Bother more by your decision to destroy Einertoft's bridge. Let it go, Hakon. It was the best decision at the time. To collapse a bridge that cost thousands of our lives to build. If it weren't for your damned horns, Ingvar, I'd swear you were an overgrown human. The two giants begin trading insults, and you step away, letting them vent. That wasn't really talking about training our clansmen. That was argument. Right. Well, come on in and let's have a look at you, Sven the trainer says. Ready protection. $100. We've got enough food and water to last us a day and a half. So it'll take me to break them from running from the first sign of trouble. Yeah, let's make it happen. Consider it done. Alrighty, where's my hero tent? Should be able to level Chica up. Let's. Don't I have 13 points? I thought I got a whole bunch of renown. What's up with that? Is everybody, like, different? Everyone have different renown? Oi. How can I not promote them? It's crazy. How do I get more renown? Alright, heroes. This is like market temp, training, rest. This is no market then. Back on the river. Some morale's up a little bit. Shouts from one of the rear longships grabs everyone's attention. The quick construction is proving faulty, and the ship is taking on water fast. With Dredge on the bank and all the other ships almost at capacity, consider your options. Ask the shipwrights for advice. We'll need her out of the water, says one. Nonsense, just plug the holes with some cloth and tar for now, says another. As they argue, clansmen begin jumping for the sinking vessel, grabbing for ropes and extending oars. Most make it aboard, but not all. Oh man. That stinks. Cool breeze across the water works its way into your cloak. You shift to block the wind and feel something press against your hip. You feel around and find another item in your pack, but do not remember obtaining it. Aselli's tail? The air. There's something changing. Uh-oh. Sheer cliffs and boulders strewn. Waters at the southern bank dictate the long ship's course. The journey sends of the dredge accent their quicker pace as they follow your ships along the northern bank. Dust and mist make it hard to see ahead. A hissing, rumbling noise grows all around. Waterfall, shouts the sharp-eyed Nid from the bow of the ship. Over longship oars instantly reverse and you lose your balance. Dun, dun. What? What am I supposed to do? The roar of the approaching waterfall clouds your thoughts. All the clansmen you picked up keep the ships from being nimble. But only two falls of the power of the overwhelming current. Still, the screams of the family's fighters and far are difficult to move past. The remaining ship's rowers pull hard, heading for the dredge line northern bank. In their haste, the vessels smash against the sharp split rocks as they push towards the shore. Some fighters are thrown from the boat, sinking in mud. The longships are too spread out to command a unified landing. With the chaos, you look at those nearby. Gress's stout Varl warrior and a few others like him look ready to rush the dredge. Wolverk and his company are close to you, hauling their sealed cart off the ship. You consider your options. You, the Varl shouts. You're not renowned enough for the Ravens to risk our defensive position. Volga shrugs her agreement. Man, every choice you've made for the past 10 minutes has been like the wrong choice. Mm-hmm. Alright, who else should we put in? This guy. Alright, I guess we're ready for battle then. Level 5. Alright, that seems like everybody has an item. Alright, let's start the battle. Wow, I have no idea how this is going to go. Battle takes a long time. Oh wow. Fire with everything you've got. During deployment, you can place units anywhere within the blue tiles. You can select a unit with the keypad and deploy onto an empty blue tile. So who are these people even, you know? Alright, yeah, I hear you. Alright. So, heck on. Does anything more than that? What's that do? Rest. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, what can this dude do? Stone wall, nice. Alright. Where's your other? Oh, she hasn't got it yet. Really? Whoa. This is a hazard. There's a way to go like in defensive mode. This guy. Alright, she should be able to do something. It's not that loud. Alright, so how do I get that to actually trigger? How do I actually use it? How do I actually use it? die. So I don't really know why that's not working. Each turn each. So I don't understand why these you can't trigger those. Do I get this trigger? Looks like it's well within. Yeah, I don't know. understand why. I don't know why I can't trigger this. Yeah. Alright, so that's turn. So we do want him to go ahead and heal. to. What? What's that freaky dude doing? How do I target these other fools? Starting to look kind of grim. Well, it took a little while. That is going to be a good place to end this episode. I hope you join me for the next one. Hakon works his way through the frantic clansmen on his way to you. We lost some good Varl on the ships, humans too, but you save more along the way, maybe too many. You look at Hakon with disbelief. I'm not saying I would have done things different, but some of those ships were too weighed down. As far as we know, this group is all that's left of my kind. Each Varl death is one step closer to being wiped out. For a moment, the Varl King looks more vulnerable than you have ever seen him before. Hakon squints into the distance. The next attack is coming, and this time they'll come in force. So we're gonna get the people across. Yeah, let's do barricades. Alright, we will pick this up in the next episode and see how that battle turns out. If you enjoyed these videos and want to see more, I appreciate it if you like and subscribe. That's going to be all for now. Spinningmantis out. Namaste.